GIT physiology we have to finish by today, okay, and then we will start with the pharma. And the pharma class we are going to take would be running approximately for 35 hours, around 35 hours, okay. Now why it is not 40-45? First is the exams are very near, you cannot put too much emphasis. Second, this pharma would be integrated with what? With medicine. Why I am saying so? Because of a very simple fact that medicine itself is made up of pharma, physiopatho and bit of micro and biochemistry. तो अगर आपने medicine भी पढ़नी है, pharma भी, तो same पढ़ने का फायदा नहीं. In fact, if I can recall, when we were discussing diabetes last time with the revision, okay, you were able to see, I'll just show you, okay, like in diabetes, see, this is the diabetes I was teaching, okay. We discuss the questions also and we discuss the drugs, etc. okay. And what was the thing I discussed that time was कि when we are discussing the drugs, etc. See, if you can recall, I'll just show you, okay. So during that class I was discussing, see, this is medicine class, DPP4 inhibitors, remember gliptins, sitagliptin, remember Sita Mata. फिर I discuss about the glitazones, है ना, rose PO, rosy PO, याद आ रहा है. फिर SGLT2 blockers, the DAPA Kana, okay. So these we discuss here in the which condition? Yes, we discuss for the treatment of diabetes, drugs used for. So that is the pharma part. That is the pharma part. So therefore you cannot have medicine without pharma or vice versa. You cannot learn pharma if you don't have any idea about basic physiology. So we are going in an order. Physio we have done. Then we discuss pathology, okay. I took the revision of pathology and Dr. Sushant took the full class of pathology. Then we are taking the pharmacology, okay. Once pharma is complete, we will have a revision class of all three combined. Then we will start with the which subject? With the subject of the physiology, okay. So therefore we will finish the pharma and these 35 hours would be basically integrated with medicine part, okay. It will contain not that much of pharma, that is not required, because questions will not be asked from direct pharma, they will be asked more from what? The integrated part of pharma, like treatment, the management, contraindication, what is to be given. The questions like bioavailability or the T half-lives, these kind of questions would be asked less, will be asked more. What is the use of various drugs in various conditions, okay. So therefore my request to you people, learn the renal and the GIT physiology very well today, because again it will be integrated with pharma. How? When we are discussing about what? When we are discussing about the kidney, one thing is sure, we are going to learn about what? About the various transports in kidney. Once you learn the transport, their blockers become the pharmacological agent called as diuretics. So we'll be covering diuretics topic first in the physiology of kidney, then in the pharmacology. Clear? Same way in the GIT will be learning about the various hormones and the drugs which act or influence this. So that's why we'll be covering these two systems in physio and then we'll start with the pharma, okay. So please, my request, attend pharma classes as if they are not a burden but they are a bonus for you to learn medicine, okay, because medicine is now the most important subject. Reason not because PSM or gyneobs or medicine won't be asked, they would be asked, but point is medicine you people always ignore. Now you have to learn it properly because it helps you solve lots of questions, okay. Chalo, so all of you welcome, okay. So I just woke up late, okay, so I'm just trying to get on with everything, okay. So everything is there, so let's start, okay. Okay, so we are perfectly planned. I should move now. Okay, fine. So we are starting, everything is perfect, okay. And any doubt etc, I'll be there, okay. Clear? So medicine class will be doing after some gap, because even I need to prepare for everything, because I worked how to prepare the patho notes, then the pharma notes, then the which one, then the medicine notes, okay. So it's taking a hectic toll. I myself study at least 8 to 10 hours. I read, and what I read, you know, I read from standard textbooks, okay, not from any videos or any the apps, because again I prefer textbook because all my MBBS I read textbook. So yes, I am going through the textbook. Okay, KD Tripathi, Lippincott for Pharma. Then so that's why it is taking a hectic toll. So I read plus other works also. So that is why I am working hard to make one of the simplest notes for you people. Okay, so without wasting time, let's come to the topic of renal physiology. Okay, so first is we are discussing what topic, the renal physiology. Okay. So as we all know, kidneys, what is the function? They make urine, okay? And what is the purpose of making urine? They remove the waste from the body. They remove the waste, okay? Now, 2-3 questions. First, what is the functional unit of kidney? So, functional unit of kidney is nephron. It is the nephron. So, nephron is the functional unit, okay? And what is the number of nephrons? So remember, it is 1 to 1.3 million in each kidney. In each kidney. So what is the number? 1 to 1.3 million in each kidney. What is million? It is in lakhs. So that is 10 to 13 lakh. तो याद रखना, अंग्रेजों का मिलियन अपना लाख होता है, मतलब समझ गए ना? तो हमारा 10 लाख, उनका 1 मिलियन. ओके, तो कोई बोले आई विल गिव यू 1 मिलियन 1 लाख, ऑलवेज टेक 1 मिलियन. सही है? तो 1 मिलियन. ओके, सो 1 मिलियन इज द केस. आर यू क्लियर? ओके, ओके, फाइन. ओके, यस ऐश्वर्या. ओके, इल बी फ्री, डोंट वरी. ओके, चलो. सो आई होप इज क्लियर नाउ, because I think good things in life, okay, can be free, okay, because again it is crisis time. So I'm trying to help you as much as possible, plus I am teaching them for your benefit. So I'm trying and working hard, and I don't think there's any price to hard work. Okay, clear? The rewards always come later. It's a tree I am planting, integration of medicine with all basic subject. So it is a tree I have started to plant, and now it is growing very fast, and I'm very hopeful one day there will be a case, then I'll be asked to take medicine all over the country by people that yes sir, you can teach it better than what we can expect from anyone else. Okay, so I really want to teach the medicine in proper detail from beginning to the end. Okay, so nephron is the function unit. Okay, and remember, with age the number of nephrons decrease, and as the nephrons decrease, the kidney functions always can decrease. Okay, so that we'll discuss later. Now first is understand, kidney has two parts, cortex and medulla, and the nephron is present in cortex and medulla both. So let me show the diagram. This is the kidney. Can you see? This is the ureter. Ureter, okay. This is a kidney. There's a capsule, we know, covering the kidney. So this is the capsule. Then we have two parts. The outer part is called as cortex, and the inner part is called as medulla. Okay, that we all know very well. Okay, so we have cortex and we have the medulla, cortex and medulla. Okay, and this is the ureter. Okay, and where does the ureter go? So this is the kidney, cortex, medulla. Okay, cortex is outer, we all know, medulla is inner part, and the ureter is there. The ureter will go and drain into the structure that we all know is called as the bladder. Okay, bladder. And the bladder will then end up into a tube called as urethra. Okay, fine. And the bladder contain a muscle, detrusor muscle. Okay, detrusor muscle. Are you clear? And this muscle help in contraction of bladder and evacuation of urine. तो क्या है, जब ये मसल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करती है तो सुसु मतलब यूरिन, मूत्र क्या होता है, बाहर आ जाता है. सो विच मसल हेल्प इन यूरिनेशन? आंसर इज द ब्लैडर मसल्स हेल्प इन urination. Which one? Detrusor. Okay, and the urethra is now the one which is coming out. Okay, so now this urethra should have some mechanism. So urethra contains sphincter. So it contains the sphincters, and these sphincters are nothing but muscles. When these muscles contract, the sphincter is closed. When they relax, the sphincter will open up. So that's why this will allow urine to come out. Okay, so that is why when the sphincter relax, it causes micturition, that is passing of urine. So micturition is the concept. Okay, so detrusor muscle and the sphincter. Okay, clear? And remember, sympathetic and parasympathetic. Parasympathetic help in urination, okay, and sympathetic is when you are running, fighting, flighting. So when you are running from some place, do you want to urinate? भागते भागते कौन पेशाब करता है, सुनो. सो देयर अ टाइगर आफ्टर यू, डू यू वांट टू मेक यूरिन? ऐसे 2 मिनट रुक जा, कर लेने दे भाई प्लीज, कर लेने. नो, you have to hold the urine. So that is why, just write one thing, sympathetic, it will inhibit urination, it will prevent, inhibit urination, that is micturition. How? 2 actions. First is it relaxes detrusor and contract the sphincter, contract the urethral sphincter. Which one? The internal one. Okay, so I hope it's clear now. Okay, fine. Internal one. Okay, so is it clear? Whereas parasympathetic, it promote urination. Okay, so it cause urination, cause urination. How? Contract the detrusor and relax sphincter. And why it is important to remember and learn it? Because if you don't remember, the receptor is M3 here. Okay, so the receptor M3 is the main receptor here. Here it is beta 2. Some will give beta 3 also. So beta 2 is there. Okay, clear? So beta 2 is for relaxation of detrusor muscle and M3 is for causing the urination. So what receptor? M3 cause the contraction of detrusor and beta 2 causes the relaxation of detrusor. Are you clear? Some will give beta 3 also, but mainly it's beta 2 which cause the relaxation. Are you clear? Now here comes the question. That means if a person is having excessive urination, that is called as what? Incontinence. Okay, so you cannot hold the urine and urine keep dribbling. So in that case you want to stop the urine from coming, so we can give beta 2 agonist. Are you clear now? So beta 2 agonists are used for what? Relaxing the detrusor. Okay, on the other hand, if a person is not able to pass urine and is holding the urine, urinary retention, so if there is a urinary retention, then we can use parasympathetic or beta 2 blocker. So that is why what drugs can be used for controlling or treating the micturition or this urinary retention, or in the case incontinence, the answer is drugs which act on beta 2 receptors or M3 receptors. Remember that, beta 2 M3, beta 2 M3. Are you clear? Okay. Now one more thing, once the urine comes out, what happens next? Okay, once the urine comes out, what happens? The urine will come out. Okay, and where will it go? It will go to the toilet or wall, okay, or maybe soil somewhere. Okay, so or tree. So some people pass at toilet or wall or soil, yes or no? Okay, then from the tree what happens? From the tree we all know that the roots of the tree will take the water where? To the stem. Okay, and now the water via capillary action will rise up. It will rise up. Okay, and now as you can see, the water is rising up in the tree. Okay, so rising up. Okay, remember xylem, phylum, so rising up, and then it reaches the branches, and on the branches we all know there are leaves. And in the leaf there are stomata. Okay, remember stomata, and the stomata will have the water coming out called as transpiration, and this water will rise up from the leaves. Okay, and as it rises up because of heat, ultimately it becomes the clouds. Okay, and these clouds will then cause the rain. The rain will cause rivers to fill up, the groundwater to be replenished, and this then we drink. So I think I have completed the cycle. सही है? कैसे देखते हैं हम लोग, जो भी सुसु करते हैं, ओके, वही सुसु कहीं ना कहीं से वापस पहुंच जाता है और बन जाता है क्लाउड. Then this cloud give the rain give all river water, ground water, all that we drink, and then we again pass. तो हो गया ना सर्किट कंप्लीट, and then again we pass urine. and urine goes to this. So this is called as urine cycle. No, I'm sorry, water cycle or something. Okay, so therefore remember, जैसी करनी वैसी भरनी. Okay, so that is why don't feel bad that we are drinking the same, because that is what the rule of the nature is. As fetus we all used to drink our own urine, remember. So a fetus micturate in the amniotic fluid and swallow the same, so क्या करता है, उसी amniotic में सुसु करता है, उसी को पी लेता है. So therefore the volume of amniotic fluid depends on two factors. What are the two main factors? One is urination of the kid and the swallowing of the kid. If there's any problem in swallowing, that is any problem in, let's say, development of esophagus, mouth, etc., the fetus cannot swallow, so amniotic fluid will accumulate. That will cause what? Polyhydramnios. Or the kidneys are what? Not working, they are agenesis, remember. So if the kidneys are not working, then the baby cannot pass urine, so amniotic fluid will decrease, and that is causing what? Oligohydramnios. So that is why, remember the concept, they will always help you in this case. Are you clear now? हाँ भाई स्वराज, yes, the urea will also be used as fertilizer by the plants. So इसका मतलब क्या है, क्या पेड़ पौधों पे ही सुसु करना चाहिए, ठीक है, या घर में गमला लगा लो, है ना, बजाय टॉयलेट करने के वहां जाके धार मारो, ठीक है, अच्छा आइडिया है, लेकिन पेड़ बड़ा हो गया तो कहीं घुस भी सकता है, सो इसलिए डोंट गो डर्टी. ओके, चलो. सो आई होप एवरीथिंग इज क्लियर. नेफ्रॉन क्लियर, दिस क्लियर. नाउ विल कम टू द नेफ्रॉन. सो विल मेक अ नेफ्रॉन. ओके, एंड प्लीज कॉपी विद मी. ओके, so make a nephron with me kids. ऐसे बनाने का, ठीक है, बहुत बड़ा बन गया ना, बहुत ही बड़ा. ओके, सो वेरी वेरी बिग. ओके, क्लियर. So everything is perfect. Okay, so let's continue and we will keep on, yes, learning it. Okay, chalo. So first is, what are the parts? First understand, this is cortex and medulla. So upper part is cortex and the bottom part is medulla, and remember they all would be very useful in pharmacology, otherwise you will not be able to understand कि सर ये हो क्या रहा है. ओके, सो फर्स्ट ये दिख रहा है कप शेप स्ट्रक्चर, कप जैसा. एक्चुअली मैं ऐसा बनाता था पहले, आजकल ऐसा बना रहा हूँ. क्यों? तो सम पीपल से सर वी कैन नॉट कोरिलेट विद दिस. ओके, सो दिस स्ट्रक्चर विच लुक लाइक अ कप is called as Bowman's capsule. This is the Bowman's capsule. So this is the Bowman's capsule. Okay, and short form is the favorite word of Delhiites, BC. Okay, so what is the short form? BC. Okay, clear. So दिल्ली में सबसे common कौन सा word use होता है? Yes, it is BC. Okay, clear. Then this tube-like structure, this is called as PCT, proximal convoluted tubule. Why? Because near the Bowman capsule, so called as PCT. Okay, clear. And the far away part is called as DCT. This is called as a DCT. It's distal to convoluted because far away, दूर है. ये दूर है तो distal, ये पास है तो proximal. Okay, so P pass, D दूर दूर, so it is pass. Okay, this structure which is in medulla, this U-shaped structure is called as loop of Henle. LOH, full form loop of Henle. So loop of Henle is the word. Okay, so loop of Henle is the term. Okay, fine. And there are two parts, descending and ascending loop. We'll discuss it later. And then this DCT, and this is now CD. Okay, two part of CD, CCD and MCD. So the CCD, cortical collecting duct. Cortical collecting duct. And this is, yes, medullary collecting duct. Are you clear? So medullary collecting duct. Okay, now how do they work or function? So let me explain, please pay attention. Okay, so understand, first is the blood enter the Bowman capsule and get filtered. Okay, now once it is filtered, it will go through the nephron and now it is converted to urine. Are you getting the concept? It is now going to convert to the urine and what comes out from this? The urine comes out. So अंदर क्या गया था? Blood और बाहर क्या आया? मतलब urine. Okay. So blood is what? Blood is cleaned, purified, and the dirty part is there in the nephron called as the urine. So urine comes out from what? The medullary collecting duct. Which area? Medullary collecting duct. So therefore, what is the next point? Where does the medullary collecting duct go and drain? So medullary collecting duct then go and drain into something called as pyramids. Pyramids. Okay. Now what is this pyramid? Understand, when the collecting ducts combine, so this is the pyramid. Can you see? It look like a inverted pyramid. Okay, so see, this is a straight pyramid. This look like a inverted pyramid. So that's why called as what? The pyramids. Okay. So what is pyramids made from? Medullary collecting. Let me show you. Let's see the diagram. Can you see? So this is the nephron, this is the CCD and this is the MCD. So what is the pyramid made from? Multiple collecting ducts. So multiple collecting ducts. Okay. I hope it's clear. Now this pyramid must have an opening. So it has an opening. This opening is called as minor calyces. Minor calyces. Okay. Then such minor calyces combine to make bigger openings. These bigger openings are called as major calyces. So this is minor callus, pyramid, major callus. Are you clear? And finally, they enter into the renal pelvis and from there the ureter originates. So this is the anatomy of kidney also. So now can you see the anatomy is very important. Why? Because when you are doing investigation like the one to see the structure like DMSA or even the IVP, you can see some of the calyces etc. in the kidney. Combine this called as papillae. Okay, this is called as a renal papillae. Let me show. This is the kidney. Can you see? This is the papillae. Okay, so these are the papillae. Okay, are you clear? Okay, now what else do we see or we will have? Okay, so understand please. Okay, now these are the pyramids. Okay, ureter. Now these will combine. Okay. So this is the pelvis. So can you see? And this is how the kidney actually looks like. This is called as papillae. Okay, can you see the papillae? So this is the papilla, entire is papilla. Okay, okay, clear? Okay, so everyone is able to see or understand this. Again, the nephron, if you want to see, I'll make it for you. Okay, so nephron, this is a nephron. Can you see it? So nephrons are present here in the cortex and medulla, and this is what the concept is. Okay, and where does the artery enter? There's a renal artery which is entering, and what is coming out? The renal vein is coming out. So this is renal artery, renal vein. Renal artery. So what is this structure called as? This yellow structure or green structure? This structure where all enter and leave is called as a hilum. Start flowing, and this urine then goes to ureter, bladder, urethra, then plants and tree, and then ultimately clouds. Easy. So please remember this diagram. It's very, very important. Okay. Once again, what structure lie in cortex and medulla? So you can see this diagram. Medulla contain the structures of loop of Henle and medulla contain the MCD. So what does the medulla contain? So medulla contain loop of Henle and also contain the MCD, that is medullary collecting duct. Okay, fine. Okay, okay, okay. राहुल भाई प्लीज ये क्लास के बाद बोल देना एक बार, ठीक है राहुल? ठीक है, मैं भी क्लास ले रहा हूं तो मैं फिर भूल जाऊंगा, फिर क्या फायदा है ना। सो ये चीजें आप क्या ग्रुप में डाल दिया करो ताकि हम लोग उसको रेक्टिफाई कर ले, ठीक है? कि 9 अगस्त का वीडियो मैं देखूंगा, सर्च करूंगा, ठीक है, समझ रहे हो आप? तो ग्रुप में डाल देना प्लीज, ठीक है? ओके, नाउ कॉर्टेक्स। सो कॉर्टेक्स हो गया, इसमें क्या है? बॉमेन कैप्सूल, पीसीटी, डीसीटी एंड कॉर्टिकल कलेक्टिंग डक्ट. कॉर्टिकल कलेक्टिंग डक्ट इज द केस. ओके, चलो नाउ विल सी द ब्लड फ्लो टू द किडनी. तो क्या देख रहे हैं हम? ब्लड फ्लो इन द किडनी. So blood flow in the kidney. Okay, so we are seeing that. Okay, so how does it occur? So please, we have to make the diagram of the nephron once again, and this time I'll make a diagram bit simpler. Why? I'll tell you later. So again, make this diagram. Blood flow in kidney. Okay, so blood flow in kidney. Okay, so first question is, how does the blood flow in the kidney? How does the blood flow in the kidney? Fine. So blood flow in kidney. Okay, so we are starting now. Okay, so first is understand. Okay, kidney is receiving renal artery. So what it receive? Renal artery. Then it give branches. Like which one? Arcuate, lobular, interlobular, lobar arteries. These branches then reach the level of individual this, and what they call as afferent arteriole. Clear? So what is there? It is called as the afferent arteriole. Are you clear? So afferent arteriole. So what is the vessel which is reaching? It is afferent arteriole at the level of this, and this afferent arteriole come and make a bunch or tuft of capillaries. Can you see them? Called as the glomerular capillary, GC. What is GC? Glomerular capillaries, right? Please, it is glomerular capillaries. So don't forget it. Now these GCs are obviously going to finish somewhere, so they will finish and they give arterioles while they are coming out. This is going out, so called as efferent arteriole. Now understand the logic. Okay, first is, who is giving the afferent arteriole? Yes, it is coming to Bowman capsule, and the efferent arteriole is coming out of the Bowman's capsule. Are you clear? Why? The answer is, capillary come after the arteriole. Capillary come after the arteriole, and capillary supply the cells. So what is supplying the cells of Bowman's capsule? The answer is, these cells are supplied. These are cells. So Bowman capsule cells are supplied by which capillary? Glomerular capillary. But question is, are there cells present only in the Bowman capsule or even PCT, DCT? So yes, so there are cells present here also. They are which cells? As you can see, they are PCT cells. Can you see? They are PCT cells. Then they are loop of Henle cells. They are DCT cells. And they are the CD cells. So cells are present everywhere. Can you see? Cells are everywhere. So therefore, what we need to do? We need to give another capillary. So that is why efferent gave another capillary which surround each and every part of nephron, and this capillary is called as peritubular capillary. So what is this capillary called? This is called as PC. What is PC? I'll write here. peritubular capillary. This is PC, peritubular capillary. And what do they supply? They supply all tubule except Bowman capsule. Okay, so supply all tubules या tubular cells except BC. तो PC BC नहीं करती, मतलब BC को नहीं सप्लाई करती. ओके, सो peritubular capillary supply all the tubular cells except which one? Except the Bowman capsule. Okay, so let's see this summary once again. Okay, so please remember, artery give multiple branches. Okay, which one? The interlobar artery, arcuate, lobular, then afferent arteriole. Afferent arteriole give glomerular capillary. Gives which capillary? Glomerular capillary. Glomerular capillary then give efferent arteriole, then gives efferent arteriole. Efferent arteriole then give peritubular capillary, and then they give what? They give the venules. They give the venules. ये लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है, फिर लिख लेते हैं. ये venules है. Venules give veins. Which vein? Same, lobular, interlobular, and finally renal vein. So सबको blood supply याद हो गई. So don't have to remember anything except what? This thing. What is that? Renal artery give multiple branches. Then they give afferent arteriole. Afferent arteriole give which capillary? Glomerular capillary. Then come what thing? Efferent arteriole. Then come the peritubular capillary, and then come the venule. तो उसको मैं summarize करके यहाँ लिख रहा हूँ because I want you to remember it. So remember it like this: afferent glomerular capillary, efferent peritubular, and what it ends up in? Ultimately renal vein. And what it starts from? Renal artery. Okay, so this you have to remember. Renal artery give afferent via multiple branches, then glomerular capillary. Now glomerular capillary supply what? Bowman capsule, and it supply all tubules. Okay, so please make this summary very, very important summary. Don't forget. So this is summary of each and everything we have learned till now. Okay. Okay. Now next question: the most permeable capillary in the body after liver is present where? Is present in the kidney. Glomerular capillary. So write down. So glomerular capillary are most permeable capillary. Write down. Glomerular capillaries are most permeable bracket after liver. So who is the most permeable? So who is the most permeable? Glomerular capillaries are most permeable. Are you clear? After liver. Okay. Why? Due to openings between endothelial cells. Due to openings called as what? Called as fenestrations. So are you clear? So what are the openings called as fenestration? Let me show you. Okay, this is a capillary from outside. When you zoom in, it look like this. So this is what a capillary zoomed out looks like. Can you see the nucleus? So this is a capillary. Okay, this is the plasma. Let me make it bigger. Plasma. These are the endothelial cells. Okay, and these are the gaps. Okay, let me use the yellow color to highlight. These gaps are called as the fenestrations. So can you see the gaps? So these are the fenestrations. Okay, मतलब openings, holes. ऐसे याद कर लो. फेस मतलब क्या? It's a tear like thing. Okay, कहते हैं ना फटा हुआ. Fenestration is like a torn thing. Okay. Now what is the result? They can allow substances to go out. So that is why what happens? Filtration occur. So therefore what is the function? So therefore glomerular capillaries, they are causing filtration of plasma. Like वो देखा ना हमने चाय की पत्ती. So when you are making tea, you have a क्या बोलते हैं sieve और क्या कहते हैं चाय की पत्ती की छलनी है ना. When you put the tea leaves are trapped and the tea leaks into the cup. So what is trapping this bigger molecule? The sieve or that filter. Okay, so same way it causes filtration of plasma, mainly what basis? Obviously size basis, mainly on size basis. Mainly on size basis. Let me show how. Look at this thing very well. Look at this thing. Okay, this is, let's say, Bowman capsule. Can you see this? This is Bowman capsule. Okay, so what happens is this substance which is very small can easily be filtered. So this green one can be filtered, but this blue thing which is very big, it can't be filtered. So therefore it won't be able to come out. So therefore small things can filter, big things cannot filter. Why? Because the holes are not sufficient for big things. So that is why small substances get filtered, large can't. So therefore what happens? Small molecules, small substances get filtered. So small substances get filtered. Are you clear? So small substances get filtered. Are you clear? Now here is the problem. Small substance can be good, can be bad. Yes or no? Why? The reason is simple. Size is not the criteria of goodness. Size is not the criteria of goodness. Are you getting the question? Size is not the criteria of goodness. Example, short height people and tall people. ये क्वेश्चन आया. ये छुटकू साइज के लोग और ये बड़ू लोग. Which people are good? Short stature or tall? अभी मत कहना सर छोटू लोग अच्छे होते हैं. कुछ नहीं है. Small people can also be good or they can be bad. Or should MCI or any exam they pass on height basis? कि ऐसे बोलेगी MCI, अब तो MCI हट गई, तो NMC वालों ने क्या बोला? जिनकी भी हाइट 5 फीट से कम है वो पास हैं और जो उससे ज्यादा है वो फेल है. तो विल यू एक्सेप्ट दैट? नहीं ना. सो दैट इज व्हाट द आइडिया इज. साइज इज नॉट द क्राइटेरिया ऑफ यूजफुलनेस. तो मतलब क्या हो गया? सो दैट मीन्स बोथ गुड सब्सटेंसेस and bad substances get filtered. So what is filtered? Good also, bad also. Good also, bad also. Why? Because size is not the criteria. So good substances like what? Glucose. Like what? Glucose, amino acids, water, sodium, they are good. And bad, kachra, gandgi, kooda, urea, uric acid, creatinine, etc. Drugs. So what is the concept? अच्छा बुरा दोनों फिल्टर होता है. So misconception, kidney filter only bad things. No. Kidney filter both, good also, bad also. Kidney filter both, good also, bad also. Good also, bad, because size is not the criteria. If glucose is small and urea also small, both are very small, so both get filtered. So let me show you in diagram form. You can make a new diagram. I'll use it this. Okay, so look at this. So in this case, let's say this is glucose. So is glucose getting filtered? Yes. Sodium, yes. Chloride, yes. Amino acids, yes. Water, yes. Also, what is getting filtered? The dirt, the bad things like uric acid, urea, all are getting filtered. All are getting filtered. ठीक है? So ultimately, we are having filtration of each and everything. Are you clear? So all are filtered. So this is good and bad. Now I ask you a question. While deleting the photos, by mistake you delete some of the good photo, है ना? जैसे आप फोन में से क्या करते हो? फोटोज रिमूव करते हो, है ना? कौन सी वाली? है ना, एक्स वाई जेड वाई, हाँ करते हो ना, तो गलती से क्या हो गया, प्रेजेंट वाली फोटो भी मिट गई, है ना, होता है कभी कभी, है ना. सो लाइक योर फोन से your phone storage is too low, okay, and you have to now make space, okay. So how do you make space? By deleting the photos, okay. So your phone contain which photos? Good photos, bad, all ना, सारी होती है, अच्छी भी है बुरी भी है. So now you start deleting, clear. If you delete on the basis of size कि बड़ी फोटो सारी मिटा देता हूँ, and now what happen, even the good photos of the present one are getting deleted. So गलती हो गई ना. So what happens, that you by mistake delete photos of good photos and along with bad photo. So what you immediately do, अरे तेरी, है ना, हो गया, क्या करना, yes, you go to the recycle bin or recovery bin and you recover the good photos, okay. So same way, do you want to recover the glucose or you want the glucose to stay in the urine, और क्या हो जाए, शरबती यूरिन, है ना, मीठा मीठा. So do you want this sweet urine? No. Why are you stupid? Why you want to lose glucose in urine? भाई ग्लूकोज खाने को नहीं मिलता है, यहाँ ये मूत्र में बाहर है, शर्म नहीं आती इसको, है ना. सो दैट इज वाई दिस ग्लूकोज शुड स्टे इन द यूरिन और कम बैक टू द ब्लड, इट शुड कम बैक. सो दैट इज वाई व्हाट हैपेंस, द पेरिट्यूबुलर कैपिलरीज विल via the cells take the, so which cells, PCT cells absorb the glucose etc back to the blood. Which capillary? Peritubular capillary. So what do peritubular capillary do? They bring back good things back to the blood. So what is the function of PC? So PC will reabsorb. So what PC will do? So peritubular capillary will cause reabsorption of good solutes back to blood. It is right, good solids, okay. What a direction, yes, from which place, from tubules to peritubular capillary. What do the tubules contain? They contain the urine. And what do the PC contain? Blood. So where are you going? You are going from the tubules to the blood. If you are going from tubule, that is, what is the tubule contain? Urine to blood. That means you are a good thing. So अगर कोई चीज आपने फेंक दी डस्टबिन में, यूरिन क्या है, डस्ट है ना, गंदगी है. If you throw something in the garbage box and then you pick it up, it's a good thing or bad thing? Like while throwing garbage, your mobile phone or your watch fall down in the garbage. So will you pick it up? Yes ना. Okay. अरे people pick up their phone from the toilet. तुम इसकी बात कर रहे हो, तो क्या किया आपने, उठा के वापस डाल दिया. क्या बोलते हैं इसे? रीएब्जॉर्प्शन. क्या बोलते हैं इसको? रीएब्जॉर्प्शन इज द टर्म. आर यू क्लियर नाउ? नाउ कम्स द क्वेश्चन, ओके. सो व्हाट इज द कंसेप्ट? प्लाज्मा कंटेन एवरीथिंग, गुड बैड बोथ. सो व्हाट इट कंटेन? बोथ. What get filtered? Both. Okay. So therefore, what is the solution? Bring good things back. So now what is left in the urine? Only bad things. So only bad. And these bad things ultimately go in the urine. Easy हो गया ना? So पहले सब filter किया, good things को reabsorb किया. What are the only things left? The bad things. And these bad things will eventually go out in the urine. Eventually go out in the urine. Okay. Last thing. Imagine some urea escape filtration. ये यूरिया आया था, आपने फिल्टर किया, और ये यूरिया क्या है, इफ्रेंट में चला गया, तो फिल्टर हुआ या एस्केप फिल्ट्रेशन? एस्केप. सो दैट मीन्स अनफिल्टर्ड स्टफ किस में रह गए? पेरिट्यूबुलर कैपिलरी में आ गए, तो इनको आप वापस फेंक दो. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज सिक्रीशन. सो व्हाट डू द पीसी ऑल्सो डज? इट ऑल्सो कॉज सिक्रीशन of unfiltered solutes. So write one more thing, okay. So filter तो हो गया, अब जो unfiltered रह गया पीसी में उसको भी तो फेंकना है, तो यहां लिख देता हूं, okay. Unfiltered solutes या substances enter PC. So unfiltered substances, they cannot go to Bowman capsule, so they enter peritubular capillary. So what happens? Now what happens? Secretion occur. Secretion of these substances occur. Where? From urine to blood? No. From PC to tubules. From the PC to tubules. What is PC and what is tubule? So what is PC to tubules? So first, PC is blood and tubules is urine. So now you are going from where? Blood to urine. So it must be a bad thing. So that is unwanted. So these bad substances. So therefore this is the summary. Okay. So what do? Good things get filtered along with bad things. Good things go back to the blood via reabsorption. Remaining bad things in the blood, they cannot remain in blood, so you throw them, dump them into the urine via the process of secretion. So the end result, the blood is purified and the urine is filled of dirt and waste. So let me show you for you people. Have you understood this till now? Okay, so look at these arrows and you'll get the idea. First you filter everything. So first you filter everything, that is F, filtration. Then you reabsorb the good substances, that is R. And then you can do secretion of remaining waste, that is S. So what are the three steps of urine formation? Filtration, reabsorption, secretion. Filtration, reabsorption and secretion. Filtration, reabsorption, secretion. So let us revise and write them. Urine formation. Urine formation is basically what? Plasma clearance. So when I'll discuss pharma, remember zero order kinetics, first order kinetic, you cannot understand if you're not clear with the concept of clearance. Okay, so there are three steps. First is filtration, second is reabsorption, and third is secretion. Okay, so filtration of what? Good and bad both. Reabsorption, so it is both. It is good substances, it is bad substance. Okay, so good substances, they are reabsorbed, bad are, and filtration is both good and bad. Okay, filtration is a glomerular function, and these two are tubular functions. Easy. So let's start. Okay, filtration is which function? It's a glomerular function performed by the glomerulus. And the secretion and reabsorption, they are which function? They are tubular function. They are the tubular function. Reabsorption and the secretion, they are which functions? Tubular function. Okay, so once again, urine formation has three steps. First you filter everything, good and bad, both good and bad. Okay, then you reabsorb, bring back the good things in the blood and dump the remaining bad things out. That is the summary of urine formation. Are you clear? Now comes the second question. Who supply all the nephrons? The answer is peritubular capillaries. So the branch of PC, supplying loop of Henle in medulla. So branch of PC supplying loop of Henle in medulla is vasa recta. Don't forget the name, it's a very important concept. What is it called as? Vasa recta. So what is vasa recta? It's a branch of PC. It's a branch of PC supplying the loop of Henle in which area? In the medulla. In the medulla. Are you clear? So it is in the medulla. Okay, vasa recta. Okay, vasa recta. Okay, now comes the second thing. Okay, kidney make a hormone which is very, very important, called as erythropoietin. So the interstitial cells of PC. So what is the name? Interstitial cells of PC. Okay, make EPO. What is EPO? Erythropoietin. Erythropoietin. So make EPO, erythropoietin. Okay, in anemia and hypoxia. Okay, so they are making which hormone? Erythropoietin. They are making erythropoietin. Okay, okay. Energy is not renin. Renin is made by, yes, JG cells. Okay, so interstitial cells of the PC, peritubular capillary, okay, not PCT, make erythropoietin in anemia and this. Now name itself give idea. Erythro means what? RBC, na? Erythrocytes. Poietin is poiesis. Poiesis means make. So remember poiesis. So it is going to make erythropoiesis, that is increase. And what does EPO do? EPO stimulate bone marrow, stimulate marrow stem cells. Okay, marrow stem cells, and cause increase RBC production, that we all know is called as erythropoiesis. And why it is so important? Because without the RBC you will not have oxygen and all the transport. So therefore it's a very, very important concept. What is that? Erythropoiesis. Erythropoiesis. So therefore without the erythropoiesis you will have very big problem. Without the erythropoiesis you will have a very big problem. Okay, and what is the problem? You will have anemia, and that cause anemic hypoxia. Are you clear? So therefore there is a very important condition called as renal failure. Okay, that is chronic renal failure. Okay, so in case of CKD, what is CKD? Chronic kidney disease. Chronic kidney disease, CKD, chronic kidney disease. Okay, now what happens? There is less EPO, that causes less RBC, and that causes anemia of CKD. And what is the treatment? Not blood. The treatment is we give EPO. So they ask a patient of anemia, a patient of kidney disease is there. Okay, so this person is having any kidney disease. Okay, so anything. Okay, now he is like maybe glomerulonephritis or anything, PSGN or any kind of diabetes which cause diabetic nephropathy. So this person can develop anemia. So therefore anemia with kidney disease, always remember is caused by less EPO. Okay, and what is the treatment? Obviously we have to replenish the erythropoietin. So we give what? Recombinant DNA erythropoietin, okay, to this person. Okay, so treatment is EPO. Okay, endocrine is one of the easiest system. Anything lacking you give it, if excess you block it. Okay, like if you don't have the ADH, give ADH. If too much you block the receptor aquaporins by Vaptans. So that is one very simple logic to remember. Okay, now we see glomerular filtration membrane. So it's not next topic. Glomerular filtration membrane. Glomerular filtration membrane. Okay, so are you clear? Okay, so let's start. Okay, so we are going to see or have the following. First, it has 3 layers. First is we have the endothelial cells. So we have the glomerular capillary endothelial cells. Okay, they are simple squamous. So they are simple squamous cell. Which one? The capillary. Then we have our basement membrane. Basement membrane, BM. Okay, and it has no cells, only proteins, etc. Okay, so no cells. So it is non-cellular, simple squamous cells, no cells. And third is the Bowman capsule epithelial cells. Which one? Mainly the visceral, not the parietal, the visceral epithelial cells. Okay, and again they are simple squamous. Simple squamous cell. Okay, they are also called as podocytes. and their food processes. Okay, like this. So they are the podocytes, they look like a feet. So they are the foot processes of the podocytes. Don't forget, okay. So let me show you what it looks like, and we'll also see the histopath photo also. Otherwise you will be saying ki sir ye hua nahi. And again, you know, I can't make very good diagram, so I'll make a simple one, then we'll make it the advanced one. Okay, so these are the cells. Capillary cells. So can you see them? So this is the plasma and these are the glomerular capillaries. Okay, then basement membrane, BM, and finally these are the podocytes. I'm not making their food process because that will be difficult to make. Okay, so they are the parietal ones and they are the visceral ones. Okay, so this is the parietal cells and these are visceral. Okay, this is the Bowman capsule. So this is the endothelium. This is podocytes. Okay, okay. So as you can see, there are opening in all three layers. So there are opening in all three layers. First, what is the name? So let me label this. Okay, so this green one I'm labeling is fenestrations. These ones, okay, I'll use the different color. Let's say this purple one. These ones are called as, the filtration slits. So once again I'm saying fenestrations are in the endothelium or it is in the epithelium. Endothelium. So fenestrations, please remember, are in the glomerular capillary. Okay, and filtration slits, they are in the podocytes, between the podocytes. Okay, size also they asked recently. So this is 70 to 90 nanometer and this is 10 to 20 nanometers. Okay, so these are the various size, etc. Are you clear? So fenestrations and filtration slits, fenestrations and filtration slits. Are you clear? Fenestrations and filtration slits. Are you clear? Okay, so filtration occur through all three layers. That is why it is called as the ultrafiltrate. So once again, only very small things can pass because of this. Very big things like this RBC, etc., proteins cannot pass. So what can pass? Very small things, called as what? Ultrafiltrate. Okay, so this is simplified version. Let's see the pathological ones. Okay, clear? Fine. Okay, see, laminas are not cells. Okay, they are just sheets. Okay, sheets of connective tissue. Okay, Indrajit. Okay, so let's start. Okay, I'll show you a diagram here. So we are seeing what? We are seeing the glomerulus. Okay, so look at this diagram. Okay, we'll see histopath also and we'll see the normal. First, this is what a glomerulus is actually looking like. Can you see? Okay, these are the capillaries. This is the Bowman capsule. Which one? Podocytes. These are the epithelia. This is a proximal tubule. Can you see it? Okay, so this is the case. Okay, now I'll show you a much more detailed version and also the histopath diagram. Okay, if you can see this, now we'll see a detailed one. Okay, so please pay attention. This is afferent arteriole. These are glomerular capillary. Which cells are these? These are the fenestrated endothelial cells. Are you clear? Then this is the Bowman space in which the urine goes first. They are the epithelial cells and these are the podocytes. Okay, So which are the podocyte? Can you see? So these are the podocytes. Okay, these are podo, and this is a basement membrane. Okay, which is making the, yes, the middle layer. Okay, clear? So if you want, I can this. Okay, so these are the podocytes, and these are their food processes. Okay, can you see? Okay, so podocytes. Okay, so this is what it is actually looking like. Okay, don't see this area, we'll discuss it later. Macula densa cells, we'll discuss it later. Okay, right now just focus on this. Okay, and what the histopath look like? This is what the histopath looks like. Okay, so PCT, macula densa, this is the DCT, and all these structures. Okay, so this is what the, yes, microscopic anatomy look like. The basement membrane, these are the endothelial cells, etc. Okay, this is the case. Okay, fine. So what we are seeing is what? We are seeing the, what thing? We are seeing the, yes, artistic diagram. So is it easy or difficult to make? It is very difficult to copy and make. मेरे बस की तो नहीं है भाई. आप में से कोई बना सकता है तो बना लो, but I cannot make it in my entire. So I can just write histopath. ठीक है, ये इसका histology. ठीक है. So can you see? Bowman space, glomerular capillaries, DCT. This is what? The podocytes. Okay, so this is what? The gross. This. Okay, fine. The podocytes. Can you see? So these nucleate cells are the podocytes. Okay, clear? These are capillary, small ones. Okay, so they all are histopath diagram. You can take a photo. Okay, you can take a photo so that in case they ask you a photo to identify, it's not pathological, it's a physiological picture. Okay, it's a physiological picture. If you want, I'll zoom it. If you want, you can take a screenshot. Okay, fine. So copy this please. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, ठीक है. और देखो किसका ये रैट किडनी, ह्यूमन का नहीं करते क्योंकि मुश्किल है. ओके, नॉर्मल हेल्दी की क्यों निकालो किडनी, है ना, समझ गए. सो ये क्या है, एनिमल्स के होते हैं ज़्यादातर पिक्चर. ह्यूमंस की हम ओनली पैथोलॉजिकल कंडीशन में लेते हैं ना, बायोप्सी वगैरह. ठीक है, बट दे गिव अ वेरी गुड आइडिया. ओके, सो पोडोसाइट्स, कैन यू सी दीज आर पोडोसाइट्स. ठीक है, मेसेंजियल सेल, द वैस्कुलर पोल वेयर द एफरेंट इज कमिंग, ऑल दिस थिंग्स. ओके, चलो. सो आई एम जस्ट स्टॉपिंग इट. तो लुक एट दिस डायग्राम, सेम ही तो है ना, सेम नहीं है. ये और वो में कोई फर्क है नहीं है. ओके, सो दैट इज द कंसेप्ट. ओके, एंड प्रॉब्लम क्या होती है, प्रॉब्लम ये होती है, देखो मान लो हमें बनाना हो क्या, ह्यूमन बीइंग. ओके, सो आई एम द टीचर. ओके, सो आई एम द टीचर, आई विल मेक समथिंग लाइक दिस. ये कौन है, आपके टीचर, मैं, मतलब योर डॉक्टर आशीष सर, डॉक्टर आशीष ड्राइंग. ठीक है, अब आर्टिस्ट जो बुक वाला है, बुक या वो वाला आर्टिस्ट, वो भाई साहब क्या बनाते हैं, पहले ऐसे, फिर वो नेक दिखाएगा, फिर वो शोल्डर बनाएगा, है ना, फिर वो क्लेविकल बना देगा, स्टर्नम भी दिखा देगा, फिर पैक्टोरालिस, फिर वो ऐसे शोल्डर निकालेगा ऐसे ऐसे, है ना, फिर वो दो जॉइंट बनाएगा, फिर वो फिंगर्स बना के दिखाएगा, फिर ऐसे, फिर, है ना. अल्टीमेटली बनाना तो उसने भी वही है जो मैं बना रहा हूँ, है ना, पर फर्क क्या है, उसका डायग्राम बेटर है. सही है, किसका, आर्टिस्ट का, है ना, ऐसे ऐसे. अब बताओ कौन सा डायग्राम हमें बनाना चाहिए, ये मेरा वाला या ये जो आर्टिस्ट ने बना के दिया ये वाला. सो मुझे पता है ये भी बेकार. ठीक है, सो दैट्स व्हाई बोथ आर राइट. दिस इज ऑल्सो गुड, दिस इज ऑल्सो ओके. सो एज अ स्टूडेंट आप क्या बनाना चाहोगे, स्टूडेंट क्या बनाएगा, ये वाला बनाएगा, ये वाला बनाएगा. सो व्हाट यू पीपल विल मेक. ओके, इसका एक हाथ ज़्यादा बड़ा हो गया, कुछ और करता होगा एक हाथ से, है ना. चलो चलो, सो व्हाट डू यू मेक, ऑब्वियसली यू आर गोइंग टू मेक दिस वन. ओके, क्लियर. सो बस, तो देयरफॉर प्लीज डोंट टेक टेंशन कि सर ये वाला डायग्राम सन में आ गया कि यहाँ पे ब्लड भरा हुआ है, फिल्टर होके आ गया, दैट्स इट. ओके, बाकी फिर ये पीसीटी आ जाता है नीचे, है ना, पीसीटी आ गया. सो ये डायग्राम बनाना आसान है बजाय किसके, वो वाला बनाने के. ओके, चलो, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट. ओके, नाउ वन मोर थिंग इज, राइट, there is a very strong negative charge in the basement membrane thanks to what, the podocytes. So podocytes make and deposit negatively charged sialoproteins and heparan sulfate. It's not heparin, it's heparin. Heparin sulfate in basement membrane. Are you clear? In basement membrane. Okay. Now, what is the benefit? You know, negative attract or repel? They repel. So therefore, what they happen? So therefore, they repel and prevent filtration of negatively charged plasma proteins. So albumin, example, albumin. So albumin should come in the urine? No, it's pathological. So why albumin doesn't come in urine? Because it is repelled by the negative charge. So proteins are negative, so therefore albumin is also negative, and it never comes in urine. Why? It has been repelled out. So it has been repelled out. Okay, done. So very important. Okay, now question is, what are the various you can say pore size? So remember, filtration membrane pore size. So we are discussing what thing? Filtration membrane pore size. So remember, it is 4 to 8 nanometer. Means what? Some pores are 4, some are 5, some are 8, but no pore is less than 4 and no pore is more than 8. Okay, that means if something is less than 4, it will be filtered by all the pores, so it is freely filtered. If more than 8, not filtered. So what is the meaning? The meaning is substances less than 4 nanometer, like example 1 or 2 or 3, okay, are freely filtered. Okay, clear? So this is the pore. If this substance is this size, it can easily go through the pore anywhere. Okay, freely filtered. So what substance? Less than 4. Like example, there is a door, 4 feet door and 8. If a person is less than 4 feet door, 8 feet door, so 4 feet. If a person is 3 feet, he can go through any door. So this is the concept. So if you are less than 4, you can go through any door. 4 size pore also, 7 also, 6 also, 8 also. What is it called as? Freely filtered. It can go through all. Freely filtered. Okay. So what substance are freely filtered? Less than 4. Less than 4. So they are freely filtered. They are freely filtered. Are you clear? Example, water, then glucose, sodium, inulin. So these 4, remember, they are freely filtered. They are freely filtered. Okay, are you clear? So they are freely filtered. Okay, fine. Now on the other hand, if you are more than 8, you are not filtered. More than 8 nanometer are not filtered. Are not filtered. Okay, so what is not going to be filtered? More than 8. Example, RBC, WBC, platelets. So that's why RBC coming in the urine is abnormal. So that is why RBC casts in urine indicate glomerular disease. Very good. So what is the indicator of glomerular disease? RBC coming in the urine. That is called as what? Hematuria. Okay, so if RBC come in the urine, that is hematuria, the color can change and they can be microscopic also. So when you see cast in the urine, it is pathological. Okay, it's pathological. Remember, the cast in the urine indicate what disease? Glomerular disease. The membrane is damaged. Okay, then also what things? The proteins like alpha macroglobulins, beta globulins, okay, fibrinogen, etc. Okay, so remember these are not filtered because of big size. Okay, now if something is 4 to 8, it should be filtered. Like let's say something is 6 in size, so it can go through 7 na. But point is now charge become the deciding criteria. So remember, substances between 4 to 8 nanometer are filterable, but depend on charge. Okay, so let me explain this. Okay, example and the concept. Example, albumin is approximately 7 nanometer. Okay, so albumin is approximately what size? It is approximately what size? 7. So can it go through 8 size pore? Yes. So that means it should cross 8 size pore. Should cross 8 nanometer pore and come in urine. Yes or no? Are you getting the idea? So it is 7. It is 7. So it should easily go through 8 size pore na and come in urine, causing albuminuria. That is albuminuria. But that is not seen. Why? But, so that means, but it is not filtered due to its negative charge. So what happens? This albuminuria is not going to occur. So therefore, what will prevent the albuminuria? So that's why it will prevent albuminuria in healthy person. Why? The negative charge will repel the albumin. So therefore, if you lose the negative charge, then the albumin can appear in urine. So therefore, loss of charge produce albuminuria. So loss of charge produce albuminuria. Are you clear now? So it will produce the albuminuria. Are you clear now? So it produce what thing? Albuminuria. Okay, loss of charge. Okay, example nephrotic syndrome. Nephrotic syndrome. Okay, what the condition? Minimal chain disease is very common in children. So you see a child who's having some antibody against the podocyte and the glomerular membrane, and that damages the charge, and that causes albumin to appear in the urine. And as there is massive albumin, there is edema. So the two main features here, edema is there. Edema. Why edema? Loss of proteins cause fluid to accumulate in the body, that cause edema. And there is also increased urine output with protein. Treatment is what? We replenish the lost albumin and we give steroid. So that's for the treatment. Treatment is steroids. Because mainly a autoimmune disorder. Are you clear? Fine. So negative is not filtered. Negative is not. So what are the clinical question? They'll give a 6-year, 7-year-old child comes to this and he is having what? Edema. He's having edema, okay, in the body, and he is having what? Urine, which is excessive, and when you examine the urine, you can see there is albuminuria present. So what are the feature? Albuminuria, and it always associates what? With edema. Edema. So albuminuria, loss of protein causes the edema. So if edema is there, urine output is there, and this protein is present, albumin, that is classical presentation of nephrotic. There is no blood in most of the cases, so that is the concept. So nephritic syndrome, blood is there. Nephrotic, only protein. Nephrotic is only protein, not the RBC. Nephritic include the RBC. We'll discuss them later in medicine, not now. Just remember, proteins get lost here. Okay, fine. Now after filtration, where do everything reach after filtration? PCT. So what is the next area we are discussing? PCT, proximal convoluted tubule. Tubules. Okay, so what do the PC do? I discussed already. It take everything and put it in the blood. So it will take substances inside and then put it into the blood. So what does the cells of PCT do? So PCT cells, they will reabsorb substance first in the cell and then they shift to the peritubular capillary. So from the urine in the PCT, the cells will shift substances where? Into the blood. So the primary function, reabsorption. Okay, now PCT, first thing, it has simple cuboidal cells, simple cuboidal cells, okay, with brush border luminal surface, with brush border luminal surface. Why? Increase area for reabsorption. I'll discuss it how. Let me show. Okay, see, this is the normal cell. Area is less. This is the brush border luminal cell. Are you getting the question? So what is this thing? This is the brush border. So can you see this is the brush? So therefore there is more area for substances to be absorbed. This is simple, no brush border. So that is why, which is preferred one? This is preferred so that substances can easily get absorbed. So what is the luminal surface? Toward the lumen, this is the lumen where urine is present. So therefore from the urine lumen, substances can easily enter the cell like glucose, sodium, chloride, all enter the cell. So from the luminal surface, from the urine, everything is coming. So what is this surface? Luminal surface. Can you see? So these are so many cells. I can't make them all. You got the idea? So these are the cells. These are the cells. Okay. Done? Okay. So what is the benefit? It will reabsorb everything. Okay, so PCT reabsorb good things into the blood. So from the cell they go to what? They go to the blood. So from the cell the sodium goes to the blood. Okay, so first it enter the cell, then it enter the blood. Which blood? Peritubular capillary. So that is how reabsorption occur. From the urine enter the cell, then from PCT cell you leave the cell and enter the blood. So how transport occur? Urine to cell, cell to blood. That is reabsorption. We'll discuss that. Okay, now question is asked, PCT must be doing maximum transport, yes or no? Yes. So that is why, remember one thing, PCT has maximum blood, oxygen and ATP use. So why? Because transport process require pumps. Pumps require ATP. ATP require what? Formation by aerobic metabolism. So therefore PCT has maximum blood supply, oxygen. Why? Because maximum transport occur here. So where does the maximum transport occur? In the PCT. So PCT reabsorb everything maximally here. It reabsorb everything maximally here. Okay. So first question, all substances that are filtered into urine are maximally reabsorbed by PCT. Okay, so this is a very important rule, don't forget. भाई फिल्टर करोगे तो कौन सबको उठा लेगा? PCT. ओके, बाय PCT. एक्सेप्शन हमेशा होती है, एक्सेप्ट लिख लो क्योंकि इस पे क्वेश्चन आएगा, एक्सेप्ट मैग्नीशियम इन in thick ascending loop. So ध्यान रखना है, magnesium is the exception. So where is magnesium reabsorbed? In the thick ascending loop. Rest all, the answer remain one and only PCT. So sodium reabsorb PCT. So that means if they ask you PCT, sodium, where is sodium? PCT. Chloride, PCT. Calcium, PCT. Phosphate, PCT. Bicarbonate, PCT. Then potassium, PCT. Glucose, PCT. Amino acids, PCT. Water, PCT. Even urea, uric acid get reabsorbed here. It doesn't spare them also. So what is the one line summary? All are reabsorbed by PCT. So PCT reabsorb what? All the substances. Are you clear? So it reabsorb all the substances. MCQ. So PCT reabsorb everything which is filtered into urine back to the blood. So that is the logic. Except which one? Magnesium is the only exception. Remember this, please request. Otherwise you will falter in physio, patho, pharma, medicine, all. Why? Once you start reading about the pharmacology, diuretics, again you have to know this thing. When you read about the pathology, again you need to know this. And obviously when you do examination of what? Urine, kidney, KFT, again you need to know what is coming here. So once again, everything is reabsorbed in PCT, okay. Now next question. Who secrete everything? Again PCT. So again, maximum secretion occur in PCT. So remember, maximum secretion occur again in which area? Occur again in PCT, okay. Except potassium in CD and DCT. CD and DCT. So which area? CD and DCT. So potassium is the exception. Potassium is what thing? It is a exception. Are you clear now? So potassium is what thing? Exception, okay. And urea in thin loop of Henle's. So once again, where is potassium secreted? Answer is DCT and CD. So please remember this. It's a very important point. It will be asked thousands of times. If I can say, this is one of the most important points. Why? As doctors, one of the most important things we do is maintain the normal level of sodium, potassium, chloride, calcium. Are you clear? Out of that, potassium is very important. Why? It play a role in RMP, cardiac activity, muscles, everywhere. So if you fail to maintain the potassium level, it will be a very big issue. And for that, you need to know what is the role of kidney in potassium balance. So remember, kidney reabsorb the potassium in PCT. It reabsorb and it secrete it in which area? In the DCT and CD. So once again, where does it secrete potassium? Answer is CD and DCT, okay. CD. Rest all. So what does PCT secrete? So what does the PCT secrete? So please remember, PCT secrete drugs, toxins, metabolites. So remember, they are again going to be a part of what? Part of your pharmacokinetics and dynamics. Remember, so kinetics what? How the drug moves in body. That is what happens? ADME. Remember, absorption, distribution, metabolism, excretion. So what is going to excrete these drugs? Mainly PCT. So PCT throw the drugs in urine. So that is why it is throwing, okay. So that is why they. So toxins, metabolites, like which one? Like metabolites, like which one? Uric acid, creatinine, okay, clear, etc. Also maximum acid secretion, H plus secretion. So all these are thrown in which area? Answer is PCT. Answer is PCT. Everything is going to be secreted, okay. So where is the highest acid secretion? Answer is PCT. Why? To maintain the blood pH. What is the purpose? So write down PCT excrete acid from body into urine to maintain normal blood pH. Are you clear? Yes, we have metabolized like pH. I'll discuss it later, don't worry, okay? Even pH, if you want to write, yes, pH, okay? I'll discuss it later, so I'm not writing it. So pH is also secreted by the, yes, by the PCT, okay? pH. It is para-amino hippuric acid. I'll discuss, don't worry, okay? So PCT excrete acid from body into urine to maintain the normal blood pH. How much? 7.35 to 7.45. Are you clear? So 7.35 to 7.45. That's why if kidney fail, the acid cannot go and causes acidosis. That is why in renal failure, what happens? There is metabolic acidosis. Because you cannot throw the acid in the urine, okay? But to maintain the pH, kidney also has buffer. Now again, next question. Okay, PCT has maximum urinary buffers to maintain pH. Maintain urine pH. So therefore, it uses buffers to maintain the pH. Okay. Now, what are the buffers? Okay. So remember, there are three buffers: ammonia, phosphate, and bicarbonate. Now remember, phosphate is main buffer in cells, that is ICF and bones. Okay. Ammonia is a minor buffer, ignore it. Bicarbonate is main buffer in plasma, ECF, and plasma, ECF, and kidneys, urine, that is kidneys. So once again, buffers maintain pH. Buffers are like keeping the, like room is very hot, so a buffer will try to keep it normal. That is what buffers do. So what are the three buffers? Ammonia, phosphate, bicarb. Ammonia you can ignore, it's a minor buffer, so ignore, it's a minor buffer, it's a minor. Who are the main? So phosphate is the main buffer in ICF, that is cell and bone. So who's the main buffer in the cells? Phosphate. Who's main buffer outside the cell? ECF and this, so that is outside. Remember, in the cell, phosphate, outside cell, bicarb. So who's the main buffer in the plasma? Obviously that is outside cell, bicarb. What is the main buffer in the urine? Again, urine is made from the plasma, and ultimately what is plasma part of ECF? So they all three are same. So ऐसे याद कर लो, अंदर सेल के phosphate, बाहर bicarb, अंदर phosphate, बाहर bicarb. Okay. Now करता क्या bicarb, ये लिख लो. First, how the bicarb acts. So see, first is understand the H plus which is secreted by PCT combined with bicarbonate which is coming from filtration. Okay. So जो भी एसिड आप फेंक रहे हो वो बाइकार्ब से रिएक्ट कर लेता है, थैंक्स टू व्हाट? थैंक्स टू द एंजाइम CA, which is the enzyme CA, carbonic anhydrase. Without this enzyme, you will not understand lots of drugs, especially carbonic anhydrase inhibitor like zolamide, acetazolamide, durazolamide. So that's why we need to know what is this enzyme. So this enzyme is for buffering. It is for buffering. So bicarb is the buffer which maintain the pH. How? See, H plus cause acidosis. H plus cause acidosis. H plus cause acidosis. This H plus react with bicarbonate and it make H2CO3. It is carbonic acid, but problem is what? It's a highly unstable substance. It immediately break into what? Into H2O plus carbon dioxide. Okay. Now this H2O is what? Neutral pH 7. So what happened? See, H plus, which cause acidosis, is converted to water which is neutral. So that is how the pH is maintained. Are you clear? So if there is too much H plus, will it cause acidosis? Yes. But bicarb converted to water. Water is neutral. So that is how it maintain the buffer. So that means bicarbonate neutralize H plus. Bicarbonate neutralize H plus by converting it into water. By converting it into water. Water क्या होता है? Neither acidic nor basic. It is alkaline. So that is how it maintain the pH. And carbon dioxide. What happens to carbon dioxide? What happens to carbon dioxide? This carbon dioxide is going to be staying in the urine? No. If it stay in the urine, it will become carbonated urine. Like Pepsi, Coca-Cola. तो हमारा यूरिन क्या बन जाएगा? यूरिन कोला. और क्या होता है जब पेप्सी कोल को जोर से हिलाते हो तो बूम करके निकलता है. तो यहाँ पे क्या यूरिन में भर गई कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, तो ये भी ऐसे निकलेगी बूम करके. और क्या निकलेगा? यूरिन कोला. तो भाग के गया पेशाब करने, यूरिन करने, एंड बूम द यूरिन कम्स आउट. सो दैट इज व्हाई कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड कैन नॉट स्टे इन यूरिन. सो देयरफॉर इट इज नॉट इन द यूरिन. सो इट डजंट स्टे इन यूरिन. इट विल enter the cell, enter cell and remove from body by lungs. So always remember carbon dioxide का फंडा, it removed by the lung. Carbon dioxide removed by lungs, removed by lung. Acid removed by bicarb and kidney. So H plus secreted in urine by the PCT, bicarb maintain the pH, and that is the story. So please request, don't forget the equation, otherwise you will face problems. You will face lots of problems. So is this equation easy? Okay. Why? Because if you block this enzyme, the equation will stop. So H plus will accumulate and the pH will become acidic. The pH will become acidic. Are you clear? Fine. Okay. And bicarb will be lost in urine, so urine become alkaline. Urine becomes alkaline. I'll discuss it later on, but right now remember carbonic anhydrase, if you inhibit, the H plus will be secreted. No, it will stay in the blood. Remember I told you who excrete acid in the urine? Kidney. If kidney stop excreting, the acid will accumulate in the blood and that cause metabolic acidosis. So how carbonic anhydrase inhibitor cause metabolic acidosis? By blocking carbonic anhydrase. By blocking, so H plus will accumulate, causing acidosis. I hope everything is perfectly clear. तो remember यूरिन कोला नहीं बनाना तो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड कौन निकालेगा? लंग्स. कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड लंग्स ही क्या निकाल रहा हूं मैं? ये कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड. और यूरिन में क्या निकलता रहता है? H प्लस निकलता रहता है. तो याद रखना H प्लस कहां निकला? यूरिन में. किसकी मदद से? बाइकार्बोनेट की. और कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड कहां निकली? लंग्स. सो रिमेंबर H प्लस secreted in urine and carbon dioxide removed by lungs. So by kidney. ये समरी है. जो याद रख लेगा जिंदगी उसकी जंगेलाला बन जाएगी, और जो भूल गया बस उसका भी हो गया काम. तो दैट्स वाई क्या करना है आपका, ये स्टेटमेंट इतना इंपॉर्टेंट है, मैं इसको 1000 बार पढ़ाता हूं बच्चों, फिर भी लोग गलती कर जाते हैं. सो H प्लस को कौन करता है? सिक्रीट इन द सुसु यूरिन? किडनी. और कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड को कौन निकालता रहता है भाई साहब? लगातार लंग्स. तो अगर लंग्स खराब हो गए तो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इकट्ठी हो जाएगी, तो H प्लस भी सिक्रीट नहीं होगा. इट कॉजेज व्हाट? रेस्पिरेटरी एसिडोसिस. अगर किडनी खराब हो गई तो H प्लस नहीं निकलेगा, फिर से हो गया एसिडोसिस. दैट इज कॉल्ड व्हाट? दैट इज कॉल्ड एज मेटाबॉलिक एसिडोसिस. सो अगर एसिड नहीं निकल रहा किडनी से, मेटाबॉलिक एसिडोसिस. अगर लंग्स खराब हो गए तो रेस्पिरेटरी एसिडोसिस. ये जिसने समझ लिया उसकी जिंदगी झिंगेलाला, वरना समझ रहे हो बस. सो देयरफॉर लेट मी समराइज एवरीथिंग. ओके देखो बच्चों, आपके यूरिन में क्या है, गुड बैड एवरीथिंग, यू फिल्टर. नाउ वंस यू फिल्टर दे ऑल रीच व्हाट इन द यूरिन, गुड थिंग्स you take back. Now remaining waste like acid, drug, toxin, uric acid, do you want to keep them in the blood or throw them into the urine? You want to throw. So that's why you throw all the uric acid, creatinine, metabolites in the urine. Are you clear? Same way acid should be kept in the body. No, भाई acid कौन रखता है घर में, आग लगानी है. सो एसिड को क्या करना है, फेंकना है. सो एसिड कौन फेंकेगा, पीसीटी फेंकेगा. पर अब जो फेंक रहा है पीसीटी एसिड को, तो उससे क्या होगा, पीएच बहुत एसिडिक बन जाएगा. तो पीएच को मेंटेन करने के लिए हम क्या यूज करते हैं, बफर, ताकि पीएच सही रहे. तो कौन सा बफर है, बाइकार्बोनेट. ये भाई साहब रिएक्ट करके क्या बना देता है, वाटर. और वाटर क्या करता है, नॉर्मल पीएच. सो दैट्स वाई क्या है, पीएच भी मेंटेन हो गया, एसिड भी निकल गया. पीएच मेंटेन हो गया, एसिड भी निकल गया. और जो CO2 बनी उसको लंग निकालते रहते हैं. सो दैट्स वाई अगर लंग ठीक से काम कर रहे हैं तो CO2 अकुमुलेट नहीं होगी. और अगर किडनी सही से काम करी तो एसिड लगातार बाहर निकलता रहेगा. अगर किडनी खराब हो गई तो भी एसिड इकट्ठा हो जाएगा. लंग खराब हो गई तो CO2 इकट्ठा होगी. CO2 इकट्ठा होगी तो बहुत सारा एसिड बनाएगी, कार्बोनिक एसिड. तो इससे क्या होगा, रेस्पिरेटरी एसिडोसिस. दिस इज रेस्पिरेटरी एसिडोसिस, दिस इज मेटाबॉलिक acidosis. Okay, we'll discuss it in detail later on when we discuss acid base balance. पर ये इक्वेशन जो भूल गया वो समझो बीच में झूल गया, किसके, बॉर्डर पे. अगर नहीं समझ में आया तो रिस्क है कि एग्जाम नहीं निकलेगा. क्यों, 2-3 क्वेश्चंस विल ऑलवेज कम फ्रॉम एसिड बेस बैलेंस. रिमेंबर, देखो क्वेश्चन है 300, किससे आएंगे, मेडिसिन, सर्जरी, गायनी, इनसे आएंगे. ठीक है, तो ये मान लो करीब 100 क्वेश्चन तो मेडिकल सब्जेक्ट्स के हैं. सही कह रहा हूं, 100. तो इसमें भी क्या होगा, आपका सिस्टम होंगे CNS. अब CNS में क्या, फार्मा पढ़नी है, फिजियो पढ़नी है, इंटीग्रेट पढ़ना है, इंटीग्रेट पढ़ना है. तो CNS में से मान लो आगे 20 MCQ. ठीक है, अब ये 20 MCQ के सारे फार्मा के होंगे, नहीं, मिक्स होंगे ना. सेम वे बाकी क्या हो गए, 10 MCQ आएंगे किससे, एसिड बेस, किडनी. ओके, इनसे. सो ऑब्वियसली अगर आपको आता ही नहीं किडनी की फिजियोलॉजी, पैथोलॉजी, फार्मा, कैसे करोगे 10 क्वेश्चन. सो दैट्स वाई 10 क्वेश्चन आएंगे आपके एसिड बेस. उसमें क्या रहेगी, फार्मा, पैथो, फिजियो, मेडिसिन सब कंबाइन. सो दैट्स वाई स्मार्ट लोग क्या करेंगे, इन सबको इकट्ठा पढ़ेंगे, इनके कंसेप्ट बनाएंगे कि किडनी क्या करती है, एंजाइम कौन सा यूज करती है, उसे ब्लॉक कौन करता है, खराब कब होगा किडनी, ट्यूबुलर एसिडोसिस, ऑल शुड बी इन योर फिंगर टिप्स. ओके, चलो. सो विल टेक द फर्स्ट ब्रेक ऑफ द डे. ओके, सो विल टेक अ ब्रेक टिल 1:20 PM. So आराम से आप खा पी के आओ. So we are having a break, almost 30 minutes break. It's 12:50 now. So take a break till lunch. Okay, so लेते हैं. We'll start the class. Okay, so break till 1:20. Okay. Okay. अरे हर बार आएगा क्वेश्चन, ठीक है, डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट. ओके, सो देयरफॉर वी कैन नॉट इग्नोर द एसिड बेस बैलेंस एंड इलेक्ट्रोलाइट बैलेंस. ओके, तो मैं अच्छे से कराऊंगा कैसे चेक करते हैं, कैसे मेंटेन करते हैं, इजी है वैसे. ओके, चलो.